Thank you for joining A Survivor's Life. I am A Survivor's Life, Kimberly Survivor Wyatt, and I am joined by Miss Terri Sterk. She is an amazing person. I met her on Facebook, and she has some amazing lives. You have to join. It's normally on Monday. I try to join as many times as I can, but she's the most positive person on there, and so I try to join every time I can, just because I need that uplifting spirit, and a lot of people do. As well as she is an author, and you can get her books right on Amazon. And I just want to, have Miss Terri to join into the live, tell you some information about what she does and how she can be of assistance to help anybody in traumatic events. Miss Terri, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you so much, Kimberly. I'm so happy to be here. Yes, I can start with my own survivor story, if that's okay.
Please.
Yes, I am a two-time breast cancer survivor. Um, I was diagnosed first at age 40 and then again at age 50. So there was a time I didn't like those zero birthdays. I'm like, because it happened both at 40 and 50. So I got involved right away in helping other women. I was diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer. And
Mm.
so I got inside of Facebook groups but I found that to be kind of triggering for me. And so I stepped back. Um, I started facilitating support groups locally, two of them, and that's how I got my start. And then I stepped back from that when I was diagnosed the second time.
Mm.
So that's how I got involved in coaching, though, was right. I don't, it was about 2 years after my initial diagnosis, I started running support groups and helping women. Most of those women were newly diagnosed and just trying to figure it all out. So that's where I started.
So, Miss Terri, can you tell us? I know that you said 40 and 50. How can you did you notice between the 10-year span how far the research had come, and how far along, from the 40 to the 50, like different types of medication? Were they doing different testing? Have they gotten any further along in treatment plans?
Yeah, in that 10 years, I saw a big change. They knew so much more about triple negative breast cancer. They still don't know it all, but they knew more. I was not BRCA positive. I had no hormone involvement. I had nothing. And so I was an anomaly.
Mm.
Where did this cancer come from and why did I get it? And I think that's a common thing for especially triple negative women to ask,
Yeah.
um, because there's no apparent cause. But what I saw in those 10 years is even though I wasn't, gene positive, I was not BRCA1 or 2 positive, my doctor said, and I understand now, there could be other genes we just haven't found yet.
Mm-hmm.
So someday we might find that there is something causing triple negative, but we don't know. So that's when he wanted to treat me like I was BRCA positive. So he used the same chemos that he would for a woman who tested positive for the gene mutations. And it worked. I mean, I'm cancer free now. So now, even since then, they've made other gains that weren't there when I was diagnosed. So the the research keeps moving forward, and that's a good thing.
Definitely. I love, love, love that. Yes, I agree, Miss Terri. I am also two times survived, once in 2012 and once in the end of 19 going into 2020 in the pandemic. And so they had come really far. The difference of the testing, I also did not have the BRCA gene, so they don't know where it came from again.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had so much chemo. I want to say the Toxel and not the Toxel. Toxel I had two, but the adriamycin and Cytoxin were the worst among all of them. Can you tell
Absolutely.
me, Miss Terry, what type of chemotherapy did they treat you with?
Well, the first time the the red devil, as some people call it,
Mm-hmm.
I did not call it that though. I called it what did I call it? I called it the dancers because I've visualized dancers inside my bloodstream, just killing that cancer. And so I tried, that was me being positive again, because I
Love
just
it.
didn't see a reason to be negative. The
Mm-hmm.
negative happens without us even trying. So
Yes.
yeah, I had the same ones, the Taxol. And then the second time it was, oh, I should have looked it up. It wasn't Taxol, but it was something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
Probably Taxotere. Taxotere, does that sound
yes,
familiar? I know that
that's
had
exactly it.
Herceptin. Did you have Herceptin?
No, I did
Okay.
not because I was not HR2 positive.
Okay. Okay.
So
That's good. That's good. I was
yeah.
HR2 positive, so yes, I did have the Herceptin. How did you, instead of going to the groups, what did you do, Miss Terry?
Well, when I had figured out by myself what it took to heal, to thrive. And I never understood that cancer, yeah, let's heal our bodies, but
Mm-hmm.
there's so much more to it because we're women,
Yes.
and we have emotions and we have spirits, and and so I knew that I had to heal the whole person, and I figured that out, body, mind, and spirit. I was an avid yogi at the time. And so that I contribute yoga to helping me heal physically, emotionally, and spiritually, because that's how I use yoga. And so that is when I figured out, okay, I can do this for other people. And so I got back into the groups. It was COVID. So when you were diagnosed, that's probably how
Mm-hmm.
we met. I got back into mostly triple negative groups and a couple others, just to help. Just, I was just, first of all, the fact that everyone was locked down and had to go to chemo by herself just
Mm-hmm.
broke my heart. I just thought that's terrible because I took an entourage with me. I
Yeah.
never was alone. And so to go by yourself, and I heard women, their husbands were out in the parking lot outside the window, and those kinds of stories just, oh, I'm tingling thinking about it. But that's why I started getting more involved in the groups because I just had to help, right? And give women assurance that they're going to be okay and that
Mm-hmm.
they're not alone, even though they are alone. um, so then it started to get better. And then because of how triggering those groups were for me, I thought they must be for other women too. And that's when I opened up my group, Thrive After Breast Cancer, because that's what I called it at the time. I wanted women to have a place for just come to be inspired and to hear positive stories,
Yeah.
success stories.
Yeah.
It's not a place where we talk about a lot of medical stuff. Let's just talk about all the goodness that has come into our lives since cancer. And if all of us think about it, something good came from this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a faithful person, so I know God didn't send me through this just to come out on the other end and be the same person I was before.
That's right.
So, So I came up with the terminology better normal.
Hmm.
Um, I heard about new normal and I'm like, no, I'm the same person. I just want to be a better version of myself. I don't have to
Hmm.
be different, just better. And so that's where I started using better normal as the word. And that's what I encourage women to do when I coach is why be the same? Let's be better than we were. Let's use this pain to make ourselves a better person. Um, but that group now has been in existence 2 years, maybe 3 years, and it's kind of morphed into more. I've started to do more things, and
Hmm.
I do weekly videos, at least weekly. Sometimes I go live just because I feel like it, and because I have something to say.
Yeah.
Um, but then I started writing my books, and that's something else we can talk about too when you're ready, Kimberly.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Terry. Yes, those books are amazing. I had the um privilege to read some of the book, and I loved it. I loved the positivity of it, the uplifting, just off the few paragraphs that I did read. I did leave you a review. I hope you had a chance to take a look at that.
Thank
Um,
you.
but yeah, the just getting to the back to the positivity, Miss Terry. Yes, people need that uplifting and that just to bring me up because you when you're diagnosed, you feel alone. Just when you hear the words you have cancer, it's like an
Yeah,
echo in your ear. And I personally, when I got diagnosed the first time, I just didn't even believe that it was me. Nope, that's not me. And I ignored it
right, right.
altogether. But then the second time, it was like an echo, like, man, here we are again. Wow, I thought this was going to be over. I did all the things, I did all the surgery, and I did everything. And I thought this was going to be the end, but it handled it a little bit differently. But it still was like
Mm-hmm.
a deer caught in the headlights, mainly because I started chemo January 6th of 2020. So I was one of those women in the
Yeah.
pandemic going to the treatment center, getting treatment, going to surgery, and all of these things alone. And it's really hard to get wheeled into that surgery room, knowing that you're the only one going. I mean, not saying nobody could go in there before, but normally you can get kind of pre-planned with someone there with you, but you can't.
Yes.
You just got to talk to someone on the phone, and it's not the same thing as having someone there with you. So I really, commend you, and just am overjoyed that you even opened up that coaching so that you can
Mm-hmm.
help other, patients or people that are going through the transition of, from newly diagnosed to post treatment, because that is a long road. It took me about 3 years
Very
both
long.
times to get through it altogether. The healthy version of me that you're looking at right now is
Yeah.
um uh, is from therapy and prayer. Like if it wasn't
Right.
for prayer and therapy and just going through it and crying it out and just feeling those feelings and allowing myself to just go through it, that and not
Mm-hmm.
covering things up, I don't know where I would have been too. It was a hard and long road, but I really can say that I'm only here by God's grace and prayers. And so, with
Exactly.
that being said, I want to give it back to you, Miss Terry, and talk a little bit about your book. I know that is, lots of great positive, inspirational, religious information inside of the book. And I think you have more than one book. Is that right?
Yes. There's actually four in total.
Nice.
The first one was a very thin book, and it was mostly, well, it was all things I pulled from my journals,
Mm-hmm.
and it's titled "Inspiration for Breast Cancer Survivors." But my approach there was just to inspire and give. You could sit in your chemo chair and look at my book. It's very small, and that was the focus on that one. And then I did Thrive After Breast Cancer.
Mm-hmm.
That one entailed body, mind, spirit, and it just talked about different tools that we can use to help heal ourselves. And therapy, coaching. I had spiritual coaching from my church too to help me heal my soul.
Mm-hmm.
um, but but the point of that is I wrote the book because I knew as women we are complex people, and our mental healing, emotional healing, our spiritual healing. It's all so important for us to go on helping, whether we're moms or we're working or, we're always helping somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, I wrote one. It's called Nurture Emotional Well-Being. That one is about the emotional healing.
Yeah.
And I know it's true with me, and it probably was you too, Kimberly. Cancer is just one thing in our lives. There have been lots of other traumatic situations.
Yes.
And, I had parent issues. I had estrangement in my family. I had a suicide in my family. There's just so much.
Mm-hmm.
And when you add it all together, it's pretty chronic. It's chronic stress.
Yeah.
And so we're not only healing cancer, we're healing everything else that has happened to us from
Mm-hmm.
our childhoods all the way to where we are today.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what that book recognized. It recognized women have far more to deal with than just cancer. And so it recognizes that. The one I'm most proud of is my most recent book, and I'll see if I can hold it up. Uh,
Devotional for Women, 90 Days of
yeah,
Encouragement. Love it.
yeah. And so what this is, it's scripture, Christian. For Christian women or women who are trying to learn about Christianity. um, I just pulled out, well, it's divided into sections, whether you're trying to heal anxiety and you want to know what the Bible says about that, or you're trying to understand your purpose and what does the Bible say about that. The Bible tells us everything we need to know to be healthy people.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what this book does is it takes you through a 90-day journey of your spiritual life and all the different parts of us as women. Um, I focus on women just because that's what I know best. Men could read this book too and get just as much out of it, but I focus on women. Um, I've had so much great feedback on it that it's been it's written so that you can read the devotion and the scripture, and then there's questions that ask you to apply that scripture to your own life. And there's some lines in the book so that you can write and apply it to your own life, because that's how we heal is God says this, how do I use that in my own life to be a better person?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's 90 days of encouragement. It's to encourage you to grow your faith and find that better normal.
Yes, the spirit being spiritual and having some type of religious background, I would say, is beneficial to going through any type of traumatic event.
Yeah.
Of course, a cancer diagnosis, most traumatic that I can think of. But yes, you're right in saying that you're not only dealing with just cancer at one time, you're dealing with collective things. Everything starts falling on you like a ton of bricks, I would say.
Yeah.
I went through the same types of things, Miss Terry, dealing with childhood things. I think it's just because you have so much additional time to sit there in that treatment center to think about
Yeah.
things or whatever. But the traumatic events that's happened previously, even things that are happening right then and there, financial burdens, just
Mm-hmm.
stress of life, and just how you're going to make it throughout the day. Then the treatment itself, if you're sick or even if you're not, just going through it.
That's
And
right.
so, Miss Terry.
I was ready to live my purpose, and that was to help women to thrive, because nothing should take us out. Let's help each other and thrive together.
Yes.
And I've met such beautiful people, wonderful people, and cancer did that.
Mm-hmm.
Cancer, that's why I know you, Kimberly.
Mm-hmm.
Cancer brought us together.
It is.
Um, And so I don't do this to make money. I have to have a little bit of money because I have to
Right.
survive.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also in a point. at a point in my life where my kids are grown up and out of the house. And so we need less money at
Right.
that point. They do come back though,
Sometime.
sometimes. um, but so it isn't the money. I'm not trying to replace my salary from my old job. I'm
Right.
trying to just help and make a difference in the lives of women who are going through breast cancer and other traumatic situations. Because I have a story to tell, and I think I know I can help people because I have helped people to find a better normal. Um, so anyway, I bring up the money thing because I don't want money to ever be the reason you don't get coaching. If
Hmm.
someone needs coaching, I'm happy to help. Money is not a requirement because I know of the financial burden that cancer brings too.
Yes. Big burdens.
The other thing that I don't want to, I talk a lot about emotion and spirit, but I don't want to give up, or I don't want to act like healing of our bodies is not critical too, because it is. Um, but I focus on good nutrition and movement, but I'm not perfect either. I don't always eat the perfect foods, but I think perfection is crazy. We can't be perfect,
Nobody
um,
is.
but we can try to eat good, healthy foods as often as we can. So my target is 80-20. You know,
Mhm.
20% of the time I'm going to have the piece of pie or the piece of cake when I go to a wedding, things like that.
Yeah.
But I don't do it every day.
Right.
But when it's time to celebrate it for someone else, I will do it.
Mm.
Life is too short to just take everything away.
That I love that. Yes, Miss Terry, you are so right.
Yeah.
I have another previous interview for anyone who wants to listen to it with a dietitian on my survivor's life. If you want to go back, but it's okay to have anything in moderation as far as healthy eating. We want to, of course, eat the rainbow, but it's okay to have a piece of cake like Miss Terry at a wedding. It's okay.
Yeah.
I love me myself. I love me a great cupcake, but I am also in that same healing journey, mentally, physically, as well as just on my Christ journey. And I, read, I pray, I, try to eat healthy, but I also still try to have fun and incorporate fun things. I love to travel and do different
Mhm.
things. Write down that bucket list and try to get out there and, take
Yeah.
advantage of having some time off. Maybe even do an early retirement like Miss Terry if you got it. Even if you don't, it's okay to do it like maybe a road trip, to do
Yeah.
something to self help yourself. I love a good massage. You can get a good massage on Groupon for
Right.
a discounted price, as well as I like yard sales. I like
Hmm.
little stuff like that. I love water parks. So just stuff like that, just to get yourself out there. Movement is good. It's good to do a little yoga, like Miss Terry. She does some yoga. I love that. I just recently joined the Y, and so I'm in
Yeah.
water aerobics. Water aerobics is amazing for you,
Oh, it's
especially people
great.
with the lymphedema. I suffer
Uh,
from lymphedema. I've had 16 lymph nodes removed from my arm. And so since then, I of course wear my sleeve, but I also go to the Y and have that water aerobics, and that touches every single body part. So when I do water aerobics once a
yeah.
day, I do 5 days a week because I'm everything I do, I kind of go hard at it. So I go to water aerobics 5 days a week, but it feels makes me feel good. I go before work, makes me feel amazing. I go to work and it feels so good. It's not only physically good, it's mentally good too. So get yourself out there, just some movement, even if you're doing that, Miss
Yeah.
Terry, just doing some walking, just getting some movement in your body, even if you're not, a cancer survivor or going through the diagnosis, just being a healthy person. You want to get that movement. A little sunshine is always helpful, of course. And then, of course, you can't go wrong with reading one scripture a day and just some prayer.
Yeah.
So just give you some little doses of some goodness in there. So Miss Terry, you're an empty nester. I am also an empty nester. How does it feel?
Yeah. It's great. It's wonderful. You
Yes,
know,
I
I love
love it.
my kids and I love to see them. I love hanging out with my adult children, and I have
Mhm.
one granddaughter.
Oh,
So, and she's
congratulations!
she's she's coming to visit actually next week. So
Nice.
we'll celebrate her third birthday.
Wow.
Um,
Wow. You look great, Miss Terry.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Thank
Oh, that's
you.
wonderful. Family is very important. It's good to
Oh,
have that
yes.
unity, because they're, built for it tough just like you. So keep them
Yeah.
close. I have my two daughters and we actually are like best friends. I've done several relocations, so I kind of drop off from people. But I'm still here, you guys. I mean, I'm not gonna answer when you want me to, but I'm right on time when you need me, I promise. Um, but you can reach me if you'd like at Second to None Cancer Foundation. And so I wanted to say a little bit about the foundation. I'm not sure if you know, Miss Terry, but
No.
like you said, that something positive does come out of cancer. And I of course turn lemons into lemonade as well, because I have my own cancer foundation. It's called Second to None Cancer Foundation. And so the foundation, what it does is pretty much the same things as you, Miss Terry, but a little bit different. I want to help people in active treatment. So I'll go to the cancer centers and sit with people and talk to people. I've also created it's called Kim's Cancer Care Kit, where it's all of the things that I use to feel comfortable when I was going through my diagnosis. And so that's all inside of the bag. It consists of things like, of course, the handheld fan because of, you're in that heat, hot flash, some body butter because of the radiation, as well
Mhm.
as some earrings because we lose our hair. I lost my hair in the first round, so it was definitely
Yeah.
detrimental. Being age 36, I needed those earrings. I had a hat in the bag, some nail polish, some koozies for guys, and of course some non-slip resistant shoes, as well as a Sudoku puzzle, word puzzle, because that helps with the chemo brain. So just some things that
Hmm.
I use are in the bag. So we're, currently I call it campaigning, but we're fundraising to raise money for the bag. So our newest fundraiser is going to be at Greensboro National Golf Club. It's going to be on October 6th. So we're fundraising, we're accepting sponsors, donations for the bag, and anyone's welcome to come. We want business owners. They can come onto the Green Pop their 10 out there network, as well as help a great cause. So Greensboro, North Carolina. If anybody wants to come, please check out the website, second to none cancer foundation.org. We would love to have anyone that wants to donate, anyone that wants to volunteer, because people are still in the fight. We want to be able to help those that are still in the fight because they do need our assistance. They're not alone at the treatment centers as per se I was, but they still feel alone because of that cancer diagnosis can make them feel
Hmm.
isolated. And so we want to be able to help them to be able to, go through the process a lot more smoother and not have to feel, that they have to be in something that they don't want to, or the doctors are the end all be all, because they're not. They
Right.
know every single thing. Like I said, you are the CEO of your life. And so we want to make sure that that you can
Hmm.
do whatever you want to do with your body. So,
Right.
and just have someone to talk to about things. So that's what we do here at the Second to None Cancer Foundation. I also have my clothing line, Au revoir Clothing and Apparel. So if anybody wants to get any breast cancer support clothing, of course, my clothes are very comfortable because I represent comfortability. So I have
Hmm.
t-shirts, hoodies, as well as pajama pants, yoga pants, and as well as yoga jackets, just for comfortability. So if anyone wants to get anything that's off the website, please, please, please reach out to me, or you can just purchase off the website. If it's a survivor, please contact me directly at second to none cancer foundation at gmail.com to get a discount off of whatever you'd like to get from my own website. So with that said, Ms. Terri, please let everyone know, how can they contact you, Ms. Terri? How can they get some coaching from you? How can they get your books? How can we reach Ms. Terri? We want to join your lives.
Okay. First of all, I have a Facebook group. It's called Thrive, Not Just Survive. So you can find me there. Just search under Thread Nuts, then you'll find the Facebook group. But I'm also on YouTube because I do a weekly vlog, I call it, and it's on all different coaching topics. And I'm talking about topics from my books. Like this week, we're talking about stress for last week, and stress is a big subject. So we talked about it last week, and we're talking about it again for a second week. But this week, we'll be talking about ways to manage our own stress, because we can. You don't have to take pills. You can find ways to calm our anxiety and our nerves and lower our stress levels just with tools naturally. And so that's what we're going to talk about this week. And that's on YouTube. Just search under my name and you'll find it. And then my books are all on Amazon. They're also everywhere else online, Barnes and Noble, all the big ones. And the sale of the books is how I fund my coaching programs. So again, it's not about the money. It's about just making enough money so that I can keep doing what I'm doing. And that's how you find me. And I would love to talk to anyone who wants to share their stories. I love stories. That's probably what keeps me doing what I do, because I like talking to people and hearing their stories.
Me too, Miss Terri. Me too. That's one of the reasons that got me into this, that what made me want to. I haven't done a video in a while, but this made me want to, be able to talk to people and to do the things that I do. So I just love to be able to help people, because that's our duty as being Christians, to be able to, look back and put the fire out for someone else, so that you don't have to walk through it like we did.
Right.
I want to be able to, build my mansion in heaven and put my footprint down and let people know that I am here as a resource, to be able to be of assistance, someone that's actually gone through what you've gone through, and probably some other things too. But I started for my own book.
Well, if you want to write a book, I'll help you.
Oh, yes. I'm going to be reaching out to you now, Ms. Terri. Now you ain't going to get rid of me, because I want to write a book. I have so many things to put in that book. I'm probably going to have a trilogy. Ms. Terri, it's been my absolute pleasure to have you on A Survivor's Life. Did you want to say anything else to anyone? Give us a little bit of dose of encouragement to someone?
Mm-hmm. I want to say that, if you're watching this and you're in the heat of the moment with cancer treatment or diagnosis, you're not alone. And there's always someone to talk to or chat with. There's always somebody there. And even when you are alone, you still have God in your corner. So you can talk to him. But I just want to encourage you to not give up, never give up, because there is light at the end of the tunnel. There truly is. Even if you can't see it, believe me, it's there, just around the corner.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, Ms. Terri. Just know that none of us are perfect, and we all, want to strive for better, the betterment of ourselves and the betterment of you. So please feel free to reach out to me or Ms. Terri, Second to None Cancer Foundation at gmail.com. I would definitely be happy to, speak with anyone that needs any type of assistance. That's morning, noon, or night. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to A Survivor's Life. Kimberly Survivor Wyatt and Miss Terri Sterk, Coach Terri Sterk, as well as check out her books on Barnes and Noble. They've been very encouraging. I've already read a little bit of some, and trust me, I got good taste. All right, guys. Have a good day.